bigger than a hell rain, things like we heard on the decks. Grab a hold of court and give the chief no suspect. Politics in the mix, like bigger than a hell rain, things like we heard on the decks. Grab a hold of court and give the chief no suspect. Politics in the mix, like Double Stewart Rich. Spinning tales from Black Wall Street, real life's the pitch. Gotti Glover Show, be more news. 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 Business tips hotter than lava. Got that Midas touch. Stocks and blocks teaching youngins how to clutch. Ears to the concrete, finger on the pulse. Dropping wisdom like Hova, each word a joke. Gotti Glover Show, be more news. 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 Walls painted black, history on lock. Blast off from Tulsa, rebirth like a clock. Markets rising from ashes to gains. Donnie the narrator, truth runs in veins. Gotti Glover Show, be more news. 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 Business tips hotter than lava. Got that Midas touch. Stocks and blocks teaching youngins how to clutch. Ears to the concrete, finger on the pulse. Dropping wisdom like Hova, each word a joke. Gotti Glover Show, be more news. 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 Walls painted black, history on lock. Blast off from Tulsa, rebirth like a clock. Markets rising from ashes to gains. Donnie the narrator, truth runs in veins. Gotti Glover Show, be more news. 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 Show, be more news. Be news.
Good evening, everybody. First name's Donnie, last name's Glover, in it to win it for the long haul, baby. Welcome to the Indigenous series, our panel for the night, all the way from Chi-Town, Harsh the Fourth. How are you, sir?
Peace, my brother. How you doing, my brother?
Dan Hawaii, Planet Wells. Welcome, sir.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, Elder. Peace, Elder.
Hey now. Hey, Harsh.
Sir Hannibal, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. What up, though, everybody?
Peace,
Peace.
Detroit in the house. Mafia Shakur.
Peace, family. How we doing?
Peace, peace.
Yes, sir. Peace to the guns.
Peace, my brother.
Yes, sir. How was your day today, gentlemen?
Oh, man, this is a blessed day. Blessed day. I did some filming.
See, Horace, you got the visuals up. You and Hannibal got some visuals up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yes,
We
sir.
got the skills.
Yeah, gotta have the matriarchs up, man.
Yes, sir.
Absolute.
Wanted to share a little insight, something Horace had touched on. See what we got here.
Several miles east of downtown St. Louis, Missouri, a giant grassy mound rises from the earth. Nearby, a constellation of smaller mountains dot the landscape. These are not natural formations. These are the ruins of Cahokia, the largest and most important ancient American city north of Mexico. One of the only surviving clues about a rich, ancient civilization that few today have ever heard of. Who built Cahokia and why? And why was it abandoned before Columbus ever set foot in the Americas? Today, researchers, along with the descendants of this civilization, are using cutting-edge science and technology to uncover the secrets of this lost city. What they're discovering could forever change our understanding of this ancient civilization and paint a new picture of North America before Europeans arrived. The people who built Cahokia were part of an ancient civilization that's known today as the Mississippian cultures. Native Americans who lived around 800 to 1600 AD across what is today the American Midwest and Southeast. Unlike the popular image of Native Americans as small nomadic groups, the Mississippians lived in planned cities centered around massive earthen mounds, ceremonial plazas, and a sophisticated agricultural system focused on maize, squash, and beans. And no city in the Mississippian world was bigger than Cahokia.
Just gonna stop it right there. Horace, you want to take over?
Well, no, I just want to touch upon. I noticed that when these people explain this the same way that they did down there around the sun and moon pyramids in Mexico, they always say that the people mysteriously disappeared. They didn't mysteriously disappear, they were slaughtered.
Mm.
Yeah,
So I propose a question to you, Horace, right? So we know that we are native to this land. So what transpired between the tribes to make us disassociate with each other to align with the Englishmen and the Europeans that came to colonize us? Like, what was the divide? Because we wasn't just beefing with those who came from other places. You see what I'm saying? It had to be some type of internal, because even with the Mississippian culture, we still dealing with the Eastern Woodland culture as well. You see what I'm saying? So the Eastern Woodland culture is not as, included to the Mississippian culture unless we're dealing with the Lenape tribes and, people that's coming out of the Ohio River context.
Right. Well, the Honorable Papa Ali, he laid it out when he says that we gave up our birthrights to gratify our lower selves.
Okay.
When they came over, they used the divide and conquer tactic. It first came with the swords, and they had a lot of the people on the land moving around, not necessarily running, but, having to move from their places because they came with such a force. But we fought for a long time, but that's how they got us to turn against each other, because then they started, the same old tactic, man, that they've been using, man. They like how they did the people in Rwanda, the Hutus and the Tutsis. At first they were one people. Then they came in, they measured them by their noses, their skin complexions, all this other, stuff. And then they gave power, money, et cetera, to these other people. And then they disenfranchised these other people. So it was the same tactic, man. They starved them out, and they set up their missions. And then when they couldn't get to us, they got to our children. So they put the children on the missions, and then they fed them. They gave them clothing. They gave them, soft spots to sleep on. Whereas that some of the tribes that didn't want to convert to what the Europeans and the Spaniards were trying to implement, the children turned against them. almost sort of similar to what we see today when the children use, sort of like materialism, like, oh, y'all ain't got nothing, but, we got stacks, yeah, it's the same thing, man. So that's how they did it, divide and conquer, and they gave us whatever they brought over here, and we say, oh man, we want some of that. And then they trade between the English, the French, the Spaniards, the Americans who were the Moors, and some of the whiter Americans. So yeah, man, yeah, man. But all of these stories about the people disappearing, man, they didn't disappear, man. They were slaughtered, man.
Yeah, we understand that. We understand that it was a lot of bloodshed. That's why they say follow the money, but if you follow the blood, you get to the money and everything else. So I definitely understand that.
Yes, sir.
So we got a picture of Montezuma up on the screen, and it's different pronunciations. Moctezuma was the 9th emperor of the Aztec Empire, also known as the Mexica Empire, reigning from 1502 to 1520. And this is in sync with a comment from D. Rels. Just a little bit of history down in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Montezuma. Yeah, I heard about Montezuma.
Yeah, I would think it was a lot of intertribal disagreements. I was what's your boy? You always Horace. His name Karimo. What's this? How you pronounce his name?
Yeah. Hey, don't give me the line. I have to look at it in black and white. Karima. Yeah. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, I was watching one of his videos today, and he got to going into the term Pawnees and all this, and he got to talking about how the Illinois were trading the Pawnees with the French, and that's how we get the term pawn and all this, and these Pawnees became what you call they was on some plantations like in Kentucky and Tennessee and stuff like that. So I think it's like I think we got to look before European contact, before the Europeans got here, because it was some intertribal beef that gave the Europeans some room to see and to say, well, I can use this tactic, because they came in with hey, I get this set of group right here some clothes, and I get this set of group right here some guns and knives, and I put them together that I could destroy them both. So it's complex, it all depends on where you want to start. Like even with that Mississippian period with the Illinois and the Oneida, I seen that the picture of that Oneida up in like Saskatchewan, Canada, on that map. But the Oneida that moved all the way from there to New York. So it's some type of territorial, you get what I mean? So it's some history that can be unfold. It's a deeper sense. I think we doing it right now by watching this and getting the conversation, and hopefully people in the comments can throw their chime in.
Yeah, because
No, I was just gonna say I know that the Iroquois Confederation, man, is stretched, man, all the way, man. They I think that they had the biggest tribe out of everybody on the land, man, because like I say, in Chicago, on 57, that connects to the Bishop Ford, it says Iroquois Landing. The next time I'm up there, I'm gonna take a picture of it. But Iroquois Landing there, then I'm all the way upstate New York in the Schenectady area, and they say Iroquois Landing too, and that's easily 600-700 miles away.
Right.
And so the tribes intermarried too as well. So we intermarried with other tribes and cultures too. So I think that could have been a source of some type of, power struggle among the tribes, because, we married into different tribes, and each tribe had their own customs and cultures as well. So that's just not.
So what do you guys think like the meaning behind the mounds in like Cahokia and stuff like that?
Burial mounds in many cases. That's what I see.
Yeah, burial mounds. the shape of the mounds, ironically, some of them step. Well, when we're dealing with pyramids, we got step pyramids, and then we got some pyramids that actually are shaped like spaceships. Then we have some that are just
come on, Harsh. You can't just say it look like a spaceship. How does it look like a spaceship?
You want me to show you, bro? Hold on, man.
Show me.
I mean, yeah, hold
I'm
on,
from
man.
Baltimore, but I believe in what they say in Missouri. Show me. Not all burial. No, not all burial.
No, not all burial, man. They were, yeah, but a lot of them, well, the ancestors built these on energy centers as well. And I was just reading something about, in order to construct these pyramids, you had to know the diameters of the planet as well as of the stars. So they're not just built, randomly. They're built intentionally. But I'm trying to find one here, man. I'm a fan of, man. Y'all gotta bear with me. Give me a minute. Since Donnie decided to go ahead and put me on the spot.
Yes,
as if I'd have knew he was
going. Spaceship, man. I'm a journalist. I can't just let you slide.
Well,
show me the spaceship, bro. Mafia gonna be talking about me offline. Why you ain't asking? Because he from Chicago. You thought he was gonna go Chirac on you because you asked him a question.
Oh no, man! That Chirac concept, man. That's some new school stuff, man. I'm from the old school.
We got our back, man.
Yeah, I had some people banging on me from Chicago. We was on a TikTok live, so we was discussing similar topics. But it was.
Well, I got a little video clip for you for the meantime. This goes back to the original. I got it.
Might have to get this flash drive. Let's see.
Got that wrong.
Get this flash drive. Let me see here, man.
Let's do one here. Here we go.
Yeah, like I was saying though, even when we were showing that tribal map though, it's hard for us to just be one tribe.
For the magnificent Cahokia Mounds, covering over 2,200 acres of captivating history. Dating back to 700 AD, Cahokia Mounds historic site preserves the remains of the most civilized prehistoric civilization north of Mexico. This was the home of the early Mississippians and Native Americans, leaving behind a legacy that still captivates us to this day. It's just outside the city of Collinsville, Illinois, along the scenic Great River Road. Brace yourselves for the magnificent Cahokia Mounds, covering over 2,200 acres of captivating history. Dating back to 700 AD, Cahokia...
Thank you. Trying to get some educational pieces in here. Who's up next? Horace?
No, here I come. I'm getting it now. Getting it together. Hold on.
So when they say prehistoric, I always thought like, shit, what year they talking about prehistoric? You know what I mean? It's like they quote unquote got here 1619 or 1500s or so.
That's why Columbus is so laughable. But the whole American history, the whole American educational system is centered around Columbus discovered America. And it's no longer education when you really think about it. It's an indoctrination to a certain way of thinking. And big ups to Mafia Shakur and your entire generation, because y'all not having it. Y'all want to see receipts.
Trying to tell you.
Nobody tell you, including Africa. I had to think about that. That was some cognitive dissonance. We ain't got no rap for Africa. They go hard in the paint. They say we American.
Yes. Right. A lot of scholars was turned around and turned back once as they dove deeper into the studies and, you know, the artifacts and things of that sort, they was turned back around to come back over here to uncover what our truth was. But like we still under heavy military operation, as opposed to other, you know, our military is in other stationed in other countries and things of that sort, but we are the ones that are under the military operation on a daily basis.
Well, one of the things is, you know, this idea or this story about the burial mounds, right? Okay. So one thing clearly, there was a lot of science and there was a lot of mathematics and there was a lot of deep relationship with the cosmos to build these particular spaces, right? Okay. So we have to go back to the ancient culture. And so when we go back into the ancient culture, we see, we don't, you know, this is what we know, is that there was a deep concentration, a deep study of the spiritual. Okay, we know, right? Okay, so we also know that they're natural people, so they were utilizing medicines from the earth, right? And in modern terms, they call them shamans, right? So shamans would put themselves in a state which would be an altered state, right? Now, from my limited study of altered states, the mound would look completely different from the perspective of an altered state. So all of this stuff about this is what this is, I think is extremely limited. And I think that part of that is a game, right? To keep you ignorant of the multifaceted, because clearly you can see the construction of it was a major undertaking.
Yeah, because they had to know pi, you know,
Absolutely.
in order to make that mound, they had to know that pi formula.
Absolutely.
To get that radius, that, you know.
Absolutely. And in some cases, it is so related to the equinoxes and the eclipses.
Yes,
Right? That's intense science.
Like the rotation, you get what I mean? Like the same thing, right?
Yeah. So even the universe looks different in a altered state, whether that be deep meditation, whether that be plant medicines, looks totally different than in our customary waking state, right? Similarly, when you have a dream and you're in dream time, things look completely different than this reality, right? So I say if you on whatever 3rd Street and you held down a cab in a dream and you get in the cab and you drive the cab to the park and you get out of the park and a lion comes and chases you down the street, okay, now you can say that shit now. You can say, oh, well, you know, it was just a dream. But when you was in it, it was quite real, right?
Right.
Okay. So we can't accept, if we're going to study this, we have to study the mindset, right, that would create even the concept of a mound. Right?
Right.
Okay. These people were doing deep sweat lodges, sun dances, right? Which is a ritual to connect you deeply with the solar principle.
Yes.
You know, this is deep science, man. This ain't, you know, just like, well, we wanted to, you know, make a mound to bury. No, it's way deeper than that. Right? So these
got some pictures up here.
The consciousness of the people was interested in the transmigration of the soul.
Hmm.
So they were
We got
even
here,
looking at
Lawrence.
they were even looking at life and death completely different. Okay, I'm good.
But yeah, that's you know, one of the shapes. Like I say, they shape different. That's East
Correct.
Brunswick, New Jersey, and I sent you another one. I think it's in Oceanside, New York, and I got some more, man. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see the shape of them are completely different
Mm-hmm.
than some of the regular ones, and like the elder was saying, it's not just those are constructed particularly. They're
Correct.
not, they're everything, but yeah, you going deep, Elder, man. Man, took me back into some of my studies, man. I was thinking about Timothy Leary and Cosmic Trigger,
Mm-hmm.
where they was
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
PCP
Yeah. Yeah.
and going into to those dimensions to get that information out.
Correct.
We going back into some of our old hallucinogens like peyote.
Right.
Well,
Peyote,
we would take that and
mushrooms, ayahuasca. Yeah,
the
all of that.
ayahuasca, the mushrooms,
Right. Now,
and and
when you
and
experience,
that's another reason why they was trying to regulate us with our smoking marijuana as well.
absolutely, all of
Because
that.
yeah, because people don't know, man, hemp is so strong, man. You can make a bulletproof house out of hemp.
Correct.
The oils, man, is multifaceted, man, and eventually, man, I really appreciate, man, everything you're saying, Elder, because that's what we're going to have to get back to, and that's where our power lies at.
Correct. Well, it's a big task because the beauty of this situation is it schools us, it schools the people who are following this to new information in terms of what we did
Mm-hmm.
in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things, because my background is art, I studied all that kind of stuff, is
Mm-hmm.
that one thing that happens with colonialism is they freeze your culture,
Yeah,
right?
ain't that the truth? Yes, sir.
So you got people wanting to be back then and do whatever, whatever. But my whole thing has always been, well, what would they be like now?
Mm.
What would they be on now? Don't freeze them in a museum,
Right.
right? But what happens is, like I noticed in Hawaii, they because of the tourism, they limit the culture to, oh well, it's just the hula, or whatever, whatever. They don't go
Mm-hmm.
into the
Exactly.
depth and the
Mm-hmm.
richness of the culture because they have stopped it at a certain date.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So
Same,
yeah.
that's the same thing like with the powwow. They say like the powwow in some senses is kind of made up, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that's to get the tourists to come in to the
Right.
tribe.
As
And,
opposed to what it was originally.
right.
And
See,
Hey,
when
what
I
its purpose was.
I
Yeah.
have a quick question. Are you in Hawaii? Aren't the Samoans?
They didn't come through here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, did a lot of people don't know that back in the earlier days, I don't know. I have to go into my Akashic records to
Yeah.
remember, but the Samoans were the Germans had an attempt to invade the sneak attack on the Samoans. So somehow they knew about it.
Mm.
And so they got out and they did their ritual dances
Mm-hmm.
and they sunk 9 ships.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and once again,
Hmm.
to access that kind of knowledge, right, which was everyday life for the medicine man or the shaman, you know what I'm saying? So they could inform the tribe of what was coming and they could make this moves because they had honored the person was brave enough to go into the other dimension to inform the people about this dimension, right? So that's
Yes.
something that is an ancient art that we indigenous people have lost that we need to get back to in terms
And
of
like
our
you say,
research.
like you say, Wells, what would they be today? I would say, from my perspective, I would relate it to the church houses, because we was a nature people. We was a outside people. So when we think about these mounds and pyramids, this was like the spiritual center. This was the spiritual center. Like you say, we come, we celebrate, we do the rain dance, we do the sun dance. You know what I'm saying? We do all these different elements, and this was like a spiritual center. So they converted that to church houses. So now even the church houses got pyramid tops or teeples or pointed tops to utilize that the spiritual essence of the energy to pull through when we giving that praise and shout for the same energy. It's just that the indoctrination is blocking from the knowledge of how we supposed to utilize this energy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And just like what you just said, that they did the rain dance and the sun dance, right?
Yes, sir.
In different dances, right? But it ain't like dances like we think today, like twerking or something. They were doing dances to connect with the invisible world,
Yes, sir.
Like tap into
right?
that frequency, that wavelength, right?
Right. So this is a science that we have to reactivate, and certainly have the curiosity to look into.
Right.
Well, you know, the dances that we do create, you know, in different locations are remnants of some of those spiritual dances. We just don't know. You
Correct.
know, the
Absolutely.
earth vibrates with us at that frequency that makes us do it, but they control the energy and they harness it. Like
Correct.
the brother Mafia was saying, you know, that when those energies, man, go up into them churches, man, like remember that movie, what was that movie where you could put the glasses on and see the people?
Oh, yeah. I know what
With Roddy Piper and them.
What They Alive or
They're alive.
That's it. Yeah.
something like that. But if we could see that energy that's being emanated at the time when they're doing all that, they're jumping, man, you'd be like, whoa.
I think it was hinted. I think it was hinted in the movie Sinners.
Sinners, yeah.
Yes. And I think it's all still relevant. I think, like, you know, the line dances equate to that. You know, these are the same things. Like we say when we talk about our gangs, the B walk, the C walk. You know what I'm saying? All these type of things are still our culture, but we don't have the mental capacity to direct the energy and the spirituality in the way that it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Not
That's right.
You know, maybe we have small groups of individuals, but we not as a collective. That was the difference between then and now. They moved as a collective. See,
correct.
I feel like the individualism that was brought into the societies or our cultures was what helped create the division and the separation. Because if the majority didn't agree, then that was what it was. We went as a collective. So once people start trying to overthrow the power structure and you know, implement their own things, whether it was good or bad, this caused a greater separation and not all still coming to the table to move forward as a collective.
Correct.
Well, I came up with a theory a while back called black raindrops. And those black raindrops, they fall out of the sky. You get 1, 2, 3, 1,000, 5,000. So now these group of raindrops over here say, oh, we so-and-so. These group over here, so, oh, we so-and-so. Or you might be falling right next to a raindrop on your side. You think you're different.
Right.
We're not. See, in the single form, you know, we're different, man. But together, man, that's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that our unity is more powerful than a hydrogen bomb. That's a literal statement, man, not figurative.
Right.
And I put this picture up here. This is the Eagle Mound down in Eaton, Georgia, where Malachi York had that set up at. Well, this is why they were down there, is because of that one mound right there.
Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat was saying
They
many
disagree
different
with us.
dances. Other than I feel all the dances is just like I say. It all boils back to the information that we are using. You know what I'm saying? Because the dancing is a healing expression as well. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because you can heal yourself through movement. It's like, you only get old when you're sitting still because you're not. When they say you don't use it, you lose it. So we have to keep that motion, keep that flow, and that creates that electric energy because we all have a certain level of magnetism in our frequency. So we have to continue to create that motion to create the electricity to create the aura field. But our aura fields is distorted by everything that's omitted in society or the things that we omit in our thought process.
Correct.
Yeah, brother Elder, boy, you got me, man. About to get back into it, brother. Just hearing you speak, I'm serious, man, because what the elder talking about is the real deal, Holyfield.
And back in the day, right? What a lot of rap, hip hop music is based on, okay? On the straight up, is James Brown, okay, and the funk, right? Now, most of us knew that there was a hidden secret up in the funk. It wasn't just limited to entertainment. Now we understand that the entertainment you had to do to get the money. We understand that, right? But we also knew that there was something else up in that funk, right?
Yes, sir.
You think
and it's
that
transcendental. Say again?
You think George Clinton knew that?
100%. Right? Okay. And a big due, a big honor is due to Sun Ra. You need to check him. Okay. Sun Ra from Alabama.
I never heard of him.
It had his own record company and spent a lot of time in Chicago.
They was on time when they were just on Tiny Desk or something.
Check out Astro Black. Okay, by Sun Ra. And you'll start to see this magic of music trying to break through to elevate consciousness. Okay.
Is James Brown Cherokee?
Well, he's from Augusta, Georgia. I didn't know that much.
And he was on some other stuff. James straight cosmic.
James Brown. Yeah, James Brown definitely was a chief.
There's some cosmic stuff he doing right there.
Yeah, Smokey Robinson was a chief too.
That ain't the Walt. That ain't the Walt.
So I have heard that before, but he may not be a Cherokee. Cherokee is another James Brown, actually a Cherokee leader. So they had the same name. So we're always learning something on this show.
Yes, sir.
James still has some moves, man. Look at the moves, man. Can you do that, Mafia?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I probably can pop rock, you know what I mean? But that's about it. They don't even do that no more.
Damn, I'm tired looking at it.
My music definitely speaks, though.
You do that at a party, man. They're gonna be looking at you like you crazy.
Right.
Yeah, like Chuck Berry said he was Indian, right? Chuck Berry was a native. I forgot what tribe. I think he said Cherokee.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Brown definitely was chief.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Like Elder, like Well say though, you can hear who are our people by the message that they have in behind the entertainment of their music. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, even Michael Jackson, even though he was the biggest pop star, he still made those records that made you look into yourself and check your spirit and your soul. And this is what
Yeah, they don't really think
This is
about
what's
us.
negated
Yeah.
in the music. You know what I'm saying? They separated. You got your people that's doing your entertainment, and then you got your people that's trying to do your elevation. So sometimes the elevated music don't give you enough entertainment. So it kind of throws you away from the message.
Right.
And
Hey,
sometimes
check,
yes, sir.
That's him.
hey, check this out.
Playing their part
Well,
in this vast orchestra of the cosmos.
Like the spinning, a better day is breaking. The galaxies are waiting. The planet Earth's awakening.
wow.
Y'all instruments.
Go ahead, Ross.
Everyone's supposed to be playing their part in this vast orchestra of the cosmos.
Wow. What was he about?
So at 17, 18, I sat at his feet to learn what music was about. Okay, and then later I toured with him all over the East Coast and went to the premiere of his movie Space is the Place in Philadelphia with him in the limo. Yeah. But all them cats, as Amir Baraka, Leroy Jones writes, all of them, Bootsy, George Clinton, all of the homies was up on Sun Ra because he was doing that in the late 40s, early 50s, producing his own music on his own record label called Saturn Research.
Wow.
Okay.
That's deep.
Okay.
Hey, check this out. So you mentioned Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, how about in Gary, Indiana, where Michael Jackson and them, where they were raised at? It was a ancient mound right across the street from their house. But they leveled it and turned it into a football field.
Oh, wow. Wow. I kind of thought you was gonna say a mound was there because it's like I didn't care for fame growing up, but I cared for leadership and stardom. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the leaders had star quality power. So I always wonder what was it that they was tapping into, like what energy source? Because it's not just necessarily a mindset or a feeling that you go off. It has to be a higher frequency or vibration that you tap into that catapults you into a certain leadership role. And that's how I got into studying more of the higher sciences and not being so low vibrational, if we say, dealing with things that don't separate not only my higher self personally, but the collective as a whole. I grew up pushing for the collective as a whole, what we need, as opposed to my own desires.
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all excuse me, man. There's a moth, man, flying on me, man. Where did that moth come from?
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
I was just watching Sun Ra on Tiny Desk. You know the little tiny desk they be having. So they got an episode of them on Tiny Desk.
Well, that's Marshall Allen, who's the Sun Ra has passed and gone back to Jupiter, but that's Marshall Allen. He's 100 years old. Right?
Here you go.
And I was in Philly, and I was walking with some band members, and I was saying, because I'm young, and I'm saying, well, how are these cats still doing this at this age? How they so cool? And I remember he was the Vibes player. He turned to me and said, "It's the music," and that always stuck with me because it's a vibration. And if you can access that vibration, it can heal you. And some of the roots of the blues is a healing music. It's a healing
man,
music.
Sunrise, a little documentary about him. Outer Space Appointment 8.
There you
You
go.
find Earth boring, just the same old, same thing.
Same
Come on,
thing.
time up without a space, waves incorporated. If you find Earth boring, just the same old, same thing. Come on, sign up without a space, waves incorporated. You find Earth boring, just the same.
Good morning, Mr. Rock. Let me introduce myself. My name is Curtis Rockwell. I work for NASA, designing guidance systems. I designed the M402 system for them, for NASA, that is. Let me be blunt, Mr. Raw. I've got a wife and 7 kids, and if I don't get a job pretty soon, I'm afraid we're going to all be out in the street, or what's worse, on welfare.
You can get a job on our discipline plans, but being of the particular race you are,
I'd consider a cut in salary.
we don't really have salaries in our dimension. We creators never receive anything for our work.
I could learn your methods.
Multiplicity adjustment, readjustment, synthesis, isotope teleportation, transmolecularization, frequency polarization, intergalactic realm of eternal darkness, intergalactic realm of eternal black darkness, white darkness, infinity incorporated.
Oh, I see, Mr. Raw. Well, thank you very much. It's been nice. I've got to be going now. I really have another appointment.
All right, Wells, what just happened there?
So who was rolling, wearing stuff like that in the 50s?
Well, I wasn't even born. Tell me, who was?
Sun Ra was. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
he was talking about excuse me one second. He was talking about space back then. So you say, well, wow, he's pretty out there. Well, who do you think built the mounds? Who do you think built the pyramids? They were out there too.
Let me say thank you to Chief Cynthia for her support. Please like and subscribe to this page. Mafia, where do we go from here?
Oh man, I feel it's the same thing. Like even hearing those little bit of clips of the music in itself, I felt the frequency and the vibration of it. So that's what we channeling. Even these conversations that we have, and this was channeling and sending a vibration to those to the same audience that we that's chiming in and sharing with us as well. So it's like this is the continuum of what we building. We have to do enough history and research to know where we coming from, to know what we building on. You know what I'm saying? Because even though they say there's nothing new under the sun, everything is new under the sun. Because if you haven't experienced it, this is your first experiencing it. So in recreation of the old creation, we just starting from ground zero and building it back up. And that's from a frequency vibration and also from an educated aspect as well. So we blend in the education with the frequency. Everything is a tonal language, subconsciously and telepathically, telecommunications and all that. We all come from where we come from, so we know about body language and isms and all these things. So we our environment is predicated with the negative construct, so that kind of ruffles our feathers. So we need to push more of the sunrise energy out there to help switch it over and convert it. But everybody won't be converted. It's only for those who is for. That's the thing. As long as we stick for who is for, and we not trying to we open to change, but we not trying to adjust to everything to please and appease everybody. We can build something that's pyramidic and having a foundation.
I want to share this one important piece with you. Bear with me.
Racial Integrity Act. Fact versus fiction. This is Walter Plecker. This is the Racial Integrity Act of 1924. The black population of Virginia was around 690,000 in 1920. a few years before the passage of the Racial Integrity Act.
Six years after the Racial Integrity Act of 1930, the black population decreased by 40,000. It decreased to around 650,000.
The black population decreased. Meanwhile, the Pamunkey were noted as the indigenous of Virginia remained at around 800 inhabitants, and they were commended by Plecker for not socially mixing with Negroes and were recognized for maintaining racial purity.
The purpose of the Racial Integrity Act was to prevent racial mixing in Virginia and to ensure all people with partial African heritage, no matter how minute, were classified to colored. This practice is known as hypodescent.
This practice is called hypodescent, or the one drop of black blood rule.
This is where they took the land, y'all. In 1924, they came up with this Racial Integrity Act. We've covered a lot of things, but this is the meat of the story. When they took the group of black people and they said, you are no longer part Cherokee, Chippewa, Choctaw, Blackfoot, what have you. Yes, one drop of black blood, all of that's wiped out. You are black. You're a Negro, you're colored, what have you. You're not Indian. And when they did that, they took, I've guesstimated about $5 billion. What we got here, big Lawrence? Is this yours?
No. I don't know who that is, bro.
So when Virginia did that Racial Integrity Act, you know, when Virginia did anything, the whole South followed suit. So all the other states did this, basically the same thing. So you see, when they changed in Virginia, the other states did it too: North Carolina, South Carolina, and so forth.
But you know, I have something I thought about earlier that I wanted to mention that I think that we seem to overlook. Is there was a time when there were nothing but melanated, woolly-haired people on the planet. So now we're talking about from on the entire globe. So now when we get these other ethnic groups of people on the land, such as the one that we're on now, who confess that they're not the mound builders. So now they were here around the same time that we have been existing here, they would have been like sort of familiar to us. But if we were on the planet there were nothing but melanated people, then where in the world did they possibly come from? Because they couldn't have been indigenous to this land, because there was a time when there was no such thing as anything that looked like a Caucasoid on the planet.
It's all genetic mutation.
Well,
and it's all genetic mutation, and it's still cosmological as well, because it's different beings. If we talking about different galaxies, we got the Andromeda beings, we got amphibians beings. We have different type of beings that also possess the meat suits just the way that we do. This is so it's different beings that are working and moving in construct. That's why somebody could look like us and fool us as to not being us. The way that we mostly measure us as being indigenous Americans is by our heart. You know what I'm saying? We have the compassion. We have the gift of the power of love. You see what I'm saying? So from that love and compassion, we omit the high frequency. And so we didn't know. That's how Hannibal was defeated, because he didn't count for inside betrayal, because we don't operate in that backstabbing or that low vibration of not being genuine amongst each other. So as this spread apart, it creates confusion amongst the beings, because other people is coming from different galaxies and different worlds. Because even before us, as the so-called masculine was here, it was all divine feminists. So now we understand that over time, everybody, that's why we come into the age of the end of the age of Aquarius, because every species, so-called species that was here had a chance to rule before the closing out of the age, before everything is returned to its proper owner and a proper seat. So that's what we doing. We clearing out the rest of the riffraff, so that once everything put in its proper place, we going full steam ahead.
Absolutely.
So you saying within
well
this,
said, brother.
Well, yeah, well said. So you're saying within this 24-year cycle of the sun cycle that we're in right now, the closing of the age of Aquarius, so far as even the government shutdown right now. It wasn't a matter of them shutting down. It was only a matter of when. So due to the fact that according to international law as well as galactic law, that when the people reclaim the land, especially us on the original grid at Turtle Island, then all squatters have to leave the land as well. So everybody's going to be worshiping under their own fig tree.
Yeah, and to like they say, Black Africans have that vibrational love too, as well. It's not to discredit any people. I'm just speaking for who we are and who I am to what we know, and it's not. It's just like with us saying, yeah, we Black and we want something for Black people. They don't want Black. Why? It's like us saying Black Lives Matter. Now they say all lives matter. Well, why Black lives can't matter? You gotta watch that. Every time that we institute something that says this is for you, me, and I, it's gonna be a combative of inclusion, because the inclusion is what we included everybody on this land. This is how everybody. It was a free for all. Everybody came for Thanksgiving, and every winter solstice, everything that we already celebrated, and we were stripped of it. So now we are trying to regain that, and it's not a slight to nobody. It's just us getting our proper seat and our proper just due. You know what I'm saying?
So this also goes back to the bloodline, like the sister Brenda was saying, the E1B1A, who had been subdued, as well as under the yoke of the E1B12s. So we got a group of people that's here, that's not indigenous to the planet, regardless of what color they come in, you know, whether they're Caucasoid, whether they're Negroid, or whether they're Mongoloid. So I think those mixing in, but it's something like the elder had said in one of the previous shows, that we're here now for a reason, and we come here for a reason. So those of us that are here right now, man, we are the return of the ancient ones.
Yes,
that they have had us looking out in the sky to come back, and it was us all along, man. Yes. So I appreciate it, man. Yes,
it's
sir.
Just like Donnie said as well. Donnie, with the one drop of blood, you can look at a pale face, and you can see and look in their eyes, and you can see the one drop of blood. See, this is what we not identifying with. You can see that, and it don't matter what shade. You know what I'm saying? You can look at somebody that's light skinned, and you can see that he has a pale faced parent. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody who's light skinned who has two Black parents.
Mm-hmm. You're saying that, okay, are you talking about the mixing? Because, you know, dealing with the 3 germs and the 16 shades, we got Black all the way to albino.
Exactly.
So we got red, yellow, and Black within the 3 germs. So when we do the process of alchemy, we can extract their recessive gene and create a creature that we would consider mankind. But it's sort of like Frankenstein creating a monster. And so do we blame the monster, or do we blame Frankenstein?
And this is the issue. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
You know,
well, here's another angle on this. I want to share this with you.
Yes, sir.
my earlier.
Hey, Bob, yeah, boy, you sharp, boy.
Refed human. That was never our problem. Our main problem is why we consider them human in the first place. If anybody 3/5, look at that behavior. Who eat people? Who would feed a baby to an alligator? Who would do that? Who would exterminate buffalo just so people wouldn't have nothing to eat, wouldn't have a source of food, just to punish people? Who would give people disease-ridden blankets? Who would do this? Who would create black codes? If you walking along the train line, you going to prison. Vacancy laws. Same thing they doing now. Our issue isn't our humanity. Our issue is trying to prove our humanity to people who don't behave in a humane way.
Yes, sir. That's right on time, Donnie. This is
and I think we get irritated from a moral standpoint when we deal with these arrogant SOBs.
Yeah.
Because it's irritating, man, I know I was downtown one day in Chicago and I see this white chick come up out of Chase Bank and she had a little head up and she had a little purr. And she said, you just knew that she was the hottest thing smoking, man, but her shoes was leaning to the side. No, the strap on the purse was bogus. And I'm saying to myself, but the arrogance that they come with, you know what I'm saying, that was deep what that brother just said, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
man.
the pot kettle, what they say, the kettle calling the pot black. And this is
this is the kettle calling something else black that ain't black.
Right.
Kettle black.
Right. Yeah.
So my question,
that's that projection. That's that narcissism.
Projection. You took the word out of my mouth. Projection.
So Mafia. So this is my question. Like, do we blame Frankenstein or do we blame Dr. Frankenstein? So I think that at some point,
you take them both out.
Yeah. Because it's not a blame. We have to accept it. You know what I'm saying? We have to accept what already has transpired in order. We have to correct it. You know what I'm saying? It's no blame, because the more we blame, then it's going to be more to blame, and we won't get to correcting it. You see what I'm saying? We have to just identify with it and accept it, and then it's no longer valid. You see what I'm saying? We no longer accept that. We no longer accept what comes from that. So, you know, it's not necessarily a blame. It's just, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody take your kindness for weakness. Oh, wow, you think that's that? Oh, wow, I don't got nothing else for you. You see what I'm saying? And that is what that's what's gonna kill them more, because we not feeding into it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like how they had us on certain aspects of history for so long, you know, colors, Negroes, blacks, African Americans. Now, you see what I'm saying? They, as long as they feel they can control the tide of how we feel and what we doing, we always gonna play that game. So now all right, I see how you doing. No, we ain't with that. We ain't rocking the boat.
Hey, you know, just like the elder said previously, the most powerful element within everything we do is that love element.
Absolutely.
You know, and that love element is not to be confused as being weak or feeble or anything, you know, of that nature, because, you know, just like how your grandmama love you, she might smack you a little bit, you know, but that don't mean she don't love you, but she might have to reboot the system with the smack.
Right.
I think that's a great time to go into your libations, man. Pay homage to the ancestors and those soldiers that have gone on.
Let me just say this one thing before you do that, is a point that Mafia brought out. Someone who said, I'm sorry, I didn't catch the name, so I can't repeat, but said star people, right? So what is it with these ancient ancestors that was so preoccupied with the idea of star people? So when I went to Guatemala and Mexico, you know, I would go to the observatories. Now wait a minute, these are supposedly ancient people. What? And they got observatories? So what was this preoccupation with space and the stories of star people? What's happening here? Because
You have an answer.
a lot of times they put a label and they say this is myth. I say follow the myth. The myth may bring you closer to the reality than what you dealing with.
So can you speak that in plain terms? What are you saying?
Know yourself.
Come on, man. You talking about star people? Are you talking about the aliens from people from other planet, entities, beings from other planets?
What other stars do you know?
Okay, I'm just saying. Just tell me.
No.
You hang out with the aliens. Friday night, me and Mafia Shakur, we going down to East Harbor. Friday night, you going over to Oakland with the aliens. I got you.
Okay.
Give me a little signal. Let me know.
I got you. Yeah.
I don't want to come up wrong.
Space is the place. Yeah. We space people. We space people.
You know,
I mean that.
I gotta slow down with me on that because I don't know how to take this. I done seen so many movies, man.
I see 5 stars.
You can
you
start.
are the light that's inside of you, Donnie. The soul.
I'm from North Avenue. Dude, come up looking real funny looking. I'm telling you, if I got that biscuit, it's gonna be some heating. First prove yourself. I need to see some blood or something. Come on, man.
The first place to start, right, is B-more. And where's B-more? What? On Turtle Island. And where's Turtle Island? On this planet. And where's the planet? It's spinning in outer space. So who are you?
As above, so below. Find your star and you should find yourself. You should know yourself. When you look in the sky and that star that calls you out, whatever star you find in the sky, that's your star. And because the star is the soul.
Don't pop up on Pennsylvania lawns, because I'm just telling you, it's gonna be some problems. Them kids are not playing.
Come on, man. They might owe you some money. Come on, man.
The kids ain't playing.
Well, you know, when we gather together, we create new star clusters at that very moment as well.
There you go, huh? There you go.
Now, if they bring some space weed to the corner, it might be a different story. I can see it going a different way.
Yeah, I'm a Capricorn constellation. What's y'all placements?
I'm Gemini, bro.
You're way above my pay grade.
Sagittarius,
Gemini with a Leo rising sun rising sign.
Aquarius.
Okay. Aquarius, yes, sir.
And within those titles are all of the sun. You have all of the signs.
Yes, sir. But it's just that
it's the focal point. It's the focal point. Yes.
Yes.
When's your birthday, Mafia?
I'm 12/23. I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, the Capricorn. You said that. So it's the Capricorn, Sag, Aquarius, and Leo.
Correct.
Well, Gemini, brother.
Oh, Gemini.
Leo rising sign. No.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar, Gemini. Some famous Geminis out there. Donald Trump, a Gemini.
Sunrise.
I know y'all ain't claiming him. Because you got involved and uninvolved.
Sun-Ra was Gemini. Miles Davis was Gemini.
Hey, y'all got to claim Donald Trump. Y'all got Prince, but you got Trump too. You get Biggie, but you got Trump. You got Pac, but you got Trump. You got Kendrick, but you got Trump.
Hey, before we go, what's going on with the government shutdown?
I'm hearing September 30th. I'm hearing September 30th.
Well, they say they shut down today.
It's a fiscal year. They think, if you pay attention, they always do it around this time.
Yeah, so it's a constant. The only way that it would be null and void is if the people who are utilizing the services, it becomes null and void to the service. The usage of the services is what
keeps them in power.
Yes. And even if it opens back up, we still have to create and form our own governmental heads to not just oppose these people, but to direct and guide these people. So when they having the elections, okay, this is who y'all pick, this is who we pick. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be more forceful as far as in how we operate in the political arena as ourselves and not as by products of the government itself. You know what I'm saying? The government is a product of what us, the people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That my man Ibrahim Traore, man. You know, a lot of this is waving, you know, ripples from what he's doing in Africa as well. You know, because they killed Gaddafi, and so then BRICS picked up where Gaddafi left off on steroids.
Remember Obama? Gaddafi went down on Obama. Obama, you know, I voted for him a couple of times, but he messed with Gaddafi. Then it's like, you killed the head of a sovereign African nation of all people. You killed the one dude we love.
Yeah, they didn't have any debt. They didn't have any homeless. Education was free. Medical attention was free. You know, then they were getting all the residents were getting residual checks from their oil reserves on an annual basis.
He even had relationships with people in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Gaddafi.
Yeah, he had a relation with Jeff Ford, Chief Malik, who they call Angel Bay, which is chief of the Black Peace Stones.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. The Peace Stone, what they call Peace Stone Rangers or something like that.
Yeah, well, that was the original name, but Black Peace Stones. But then they branched off to the El Rukns, which is a corner city in Mecca. But yeah, Jeff Ford was a cold piece, man. Still is. And what they got him locked up for is all fake, man.
Yes, sir. I took a lot of scrutiny.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free Jeff Ford. I took a lot of scrutiny for not voting for Obama, but I didn't know that the Gaddafi aspect would come into play. But I knew we was being led into that fire, like Martin Luther King said. You see what I'm saying? So it was just trusting my instinct. You know what I'm saying? Trusting myself to know that it was something fishy about it. So that is how deep we are embedded into the politics without the power. It's like, you know, all these people, like the mega churches. I think we spoke about that. The mega churches got all this money, but they have no power. They can't do nothing. They have no authority to come and do nothing, like how the pastors say a Nat Turner or even, you know, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They was ministers, but they had power.
Well,
we got on Alice on the line. You gentlemen asked about the government shutdown. I got your expert for you. Okay. Aunt Alice, welcome to the show. Oh, my bad. There we go. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How have you been, Aunt Alice?
I've been all right. How have you been? I've been watching this, folks, with this government shutdown, and I can't get over these three Democrats who voted along with the Republicans. Fetterman, this lady, Cortez Mastro, and somebody named King. And I was just really beside myself. So they're saying, the Republicans saying, if they get 5 more, they'll be able to pull off this stuff, this joke that they're trying to pull off against our people. And they're also lying and saying that the Democrats want to give health insurance to people that are not citizens, which is not true. And so many of them have gone home. The House has gone home. The Senate is there, but I mean, they are really trying to pull one over. And so I'm just watching very closely at my girl what's my girl's name from the one who gives everybody hell, the young lady. She's been on TV a lot.
Jasmine
Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett has been on today on several channels. She said that's her job to do, to get the word out. And of course, Trump has been putting out racist pictures of Hakeem Jeffries, and the vice president saying he didn't think it was racist. He thought it was just being fun. And I understand that our governor is saying that during this shutdown, they're not going to have anybody evicted, and nobody's gas and electric's going to be turned off. So he's doing his part. So it's going to be real interesting. I've been just watching it, trying to stay on top of it.
Have you ever seen a president like this before?
Never, and hope I never see another one. But my thing is, karma has no date. And so we just have to lay back and see what the deal is going to happen.
Any more word on the whole Charlie Kirk?
No, not, that's taking a back seat since the shutdown. But another interesting thing is not about Charlie Kirk, but there's a young lady in Arizona whose father had been a congressman. The father died. There was a special election, and she ran and won by a whole bunch of points. They refused to swear her in because if she gets sworn in, she'll be the 118th vote, and they can pull up those Epstein papers. And so girlfriend is hanging out, having won by a large margin, and they have not sworn her in. So I don't know what they're going to do about that, but they're trying to keep the numbers down so they don't have to pull up those Epstein papers. So I just heard something a minute ago about Epstein being what do you call it? He was blackmailing people. And so they were saying where to take. So I don't know. But it's getting curiouser and curiouser. So they're doing all kinds of things to, take people away from Epstein. But a lot of people are still talking about it because they were talking about that friendship statue that was done. Somebody spent some money, had a picture of Trump with Epstein and put it on the National Mall.
Y'all know about that?
Say that again.
There was a statue that people put up of Trump and Epstein. They put it on the National Mall. They was like both holding hands, dancing or something.
Yes, and they had gotten what they needed to pass to put it on the National Mall, and in spite of that, they took it down. They put it back up again, and they took it down. So it's just real. There's a whole lot of stuff going on at this time. Then Trump talked real crazy when they brought in all the admirals and people from across the world. He and the head of the military, who has put what do you call it? Has put a dressing room inside, a makeup room inside of the Pentagon. They had the speech for all of these folks that they brought from across the country, across the world, and everybody was saying how dangerous that was. Because anything could have happened while those folks were there, but they didn't clap. But of course, during the speech, they were talking about no DEI, nobody can be fat in the military, and they didn't want women to have a role in fighting, and it's just real crazy. And they said that Trump was talking real disjointed and real crazy. And so anyway, it's just been a lot going on, a lot to talk about, and a lot going on.
On Alice Toriente, daughter of Senator Troy Braley, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to keep us updated on Washington, D.C.
Well,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, have a great night, everybody.
Thank you, Auntie.
So Mafia. So check it. I was when Obama got inaugurated. I was in Cape Town, South Africa, and they wanted to, everybody was partying, yeah, blah 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 blah. So we actually watched the. I was with some revolutionaries down there. We actually watched the inauguration, and at a certain point in the after he's driving to go to the White House, right? And they got out of the car and they walked to the White House, right? And him and Michelle, And so they asked me, said, man, look at it. Oh, how great. I said, yeah, let's really look at it. He got out of the car and he walked where? He walked to the White House. Okay. He walked to the White House. Okay. So know that whole structure of that whole house is about oppressing you anyway. Anyway. So I
Yeah.
wasn't shocked. I wasn't shocked at his actions. Right? Because they don't
Yep.
let this myth that, oh no, if you go in there, it's just like us. They ain't
Yes, sir.
listening to him. They don't want to listen to him. Right?
But
So
I think that the myth of the political parties, have a lot of people blindfolded to their
absolutely.
origin as Whigamores or Whigs.
There you go.
So if people don't know the history of the Whigs and how they were always, at the end of the day, people say, left wing, right wing, but it's the same bird.
Correct.
So the right wing isn't going to fly the bird in a different direction than the left wing does. They both are going to fly in the same direction. It's just an illusion without representation.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? And so far as what's going on with the shutdown, where they were going to eventually have to shut down because, like I mentioned previously, Chief Redbird has the allodial title to the land that we call Turtle Island.
Mm-hmm.
And so the people have declared our birthright, in a public forum, to where that it has to be recognized by all nations as well as the Galactic Confederacy. Right now, that they are right, just waiting on somebody to slip up and act like they want to play games. They can keep on doing the little stuff like shooting people in the back and whatnot, but this thing is deeper than that, man. So when the people of Turtle Island wake up, anybody remember in the Bible where it said the children of Israel were wandering in the desert and complaining, and when they all got on one accord, the manna fell out of the sky? What they caused that manna to fall out of the sky just by focusing on one thing and for one cause. So when we start focusing like how we talking about the pyramids and seeing them, I see them like, man, and I don't mention it because sometimes, man, I don't be thinking, quick, but look at your highways and look at the mounds on the highways that the bridges are over. Now, they will trick you by making man-made ones. But they got condominiums, you name it, man, warehouses, grocery stores built on top of the pyramids and the mounds. But as we remember them and see them, we are activating them at the same time.
Yes, sir. Not to mention that these highways was built on top of and through and destroyed the communities of our people who was living in these territories.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the bones of our ancestors are right beneath our feet. But damn near every step that we take, man.
Come on, big brother Horace. We got to do these libations.
All right, brother. Here we go. Let me okay, I want to start out with Honorable Prophet Noble Ali. Yeah, the great Queen Neitha of Chicago, Illinois, who defeated 5 invading armies of Europeans. The most honorable Empress Vadayasi, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm Malik El Shabazz, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, Dr. Delbert Blair, the Honorable Taj Tariq Bey and Dr. G, Dr. Claude Anderson, Chief Redbird, Chief Warhorse, Dr. Francis C. Wilson, Dr. Ari Khanna, Sister Shahrazad Ali, Mama T, Sister Vicky Dillard, Sister Myra, Dr. Joy DeGroot, Patrice Lumumba, Professor PLO Lumumba, C. Freeman Hill, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jay Guevara, Dr. Malachi York, Omali Yashatila, Julius Malema, President Ibrahim Traore, the beloved Brother Bobby Hemmett, the Honorable Reverend Phil Valentine, Nellie Fuller, Fred Hampton, Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Ben, Dr. Henry Clark, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Anthony T. Browder, Dr. Booker T. Coleman, Professor James Small, Rod Hayes, Billy Carson, 19 Keys, Dane Calloway, Karimu Ahuya, Rizza Islam, the legendary Top Cats, the Dr. Sebi, Leah Olaha, Africa, Yaki Awakening, King Randall, the brother Donnie Glover for providing this platform for us to reach our people on. The Honorable Planet Wells, the beloved brother Hannibal James, and the young, wise, and intelligent brother Mafia Shakur, and all of our viewers who are looking and who are on our team.
Ashe. And salute to you. Peace to the God. Ashe for you.
Now, for those who don't know what that was that he just did, it was the honoring of that spirit that is in all of us, and vivifying our ancestors, and say, so why are we? The reason why is because if we don't do it, no one will.
That's right.
That's why we have American history, we have Black history, we have some people African Native history. Why? Because all of it is corrupt. That's why you have all those divisions. Why isn't it just history?
His story. That's right.
Yeah. Right. So, that's why we do it. Because if we don't do it, nobody will do it.
Yes, sir.
Right, bro.
And before we get up out of here, Hannibal, you've been real quiet tonight, man.
Yeah, I've been taking it all in, And I agree totally.
What's up, Detroit?
Hey, not much. I agree totally. I'm with everything that we got to set this straight, and be firm on what we're doing. And I like the knowledge that's going out there, and we teaching people about our folks. Like when he said Fred Hampton, that was one of my heroes. Then he said Khalid Muhammad. I remember him on the Source magazine back in the days, and him on Donahue. That was he was a good one. You know what I mean? So we got.
I remember the Donahue show. I remember it was a white lady on there, and her children disowned her because they found out she was Black.
Oh man!
How you disown your mama? And if your mama Black, that mean you Black, you big dummy. But disown my mama?
Wow, that's wild.
Where they do that at?
Yeah.
Hey, but Hannibal, yeah, man.
I gotta get him in there. Mafia, I see you laughing on the slide. What you be laughing at, man?
Nah, I just be taking it in, man. Like I say, I we used to combating with each other. So when you can get in good energy and we pulling each other out, man, it's love. The love make you smile. You know what I'm saying? So it's good energy, it's good vibrations, man. I love it.
You got to get your language right, brother. He said, "Hold up, we Black again? Y'all going back to that?"
we just talking about the source, man. That's the origin of the source. That 666, that carbon. What you piggyback off what Hannibal was saying. That brother Khalid Abdul Muhammad, man, was something else, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that Donahue show, man. Hey, look here, man. If a movie came out and they needed somebody to play Khalid Abdul Muhammad on the Donahue show, I wouldn't even need a script. I done watched that so many times, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of I think the younger generation got to know about hip hop, because that's what hip hop was about back in the day. They didn't commercialize it so much. It was it was a fight for us to express what we felt. You get what I mean? I remember it from the beginning, like a lot of you guys do.
It was the information line.
Yeah. The only thing they got to do is listen to Rakim and KRS-One.
Right. Here's your pop quiz. Does anybody know? Here's your pop quiz for the day. Does anybody know what swarthy is?
Yes.
Swarthy. Yeah. Wow. Swarthy is what we're looking at when we look in the mirror. According to their definition, in the Black is comely. In the Bible is comely. So swarthy is dark brown skin with woolly hair. That's it.
Okay. So Mafia, if I called you swarthy, you cannot punch me in my face.
Hey, I was educated. I was educated on the Donnie Glover show, so we're gonna take that.
Wait a minute, Mafia ain't know what it was. You called them that?
No, I didn't know. That's the first time I heard that.
Oh yeah,
that's a term used to describe the indigenous peoples by foreigners.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Old English, I presume.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know one more thing too, man, is our language, man. That's one thing I admire about the Dr. Malachi Z. York. He created a language that vibrated in such a way that once you master it, you could tell what any other language is speaking. I wouldn't care if it was Chinese to some other language. You could hear what they're saying, but they don't understand what you're saying. So now the language that we're speaking right now, the vibrations that carry through the ethers is very powerful, man.
Hey man, all I know is when grandma got in that kitchen and she get the heating up that rice and gravy and them greens, them little leftovers to feed my little self.
Yeah.
I remember, and y'all remember, did y'all grandmother hum?
All the time. They make songs about everything.
You know, I forgot about that, man. I forgot all about that.
What were they humming?
I don't know.
Sometimes it didn't have words though. It's just
they was humming the love vibration, brother.
So what was that about, man? Was that passed on through the generations through tradition? Because I remember, man, you brought back memories, man.
It's genetic coding.
Genetic code.
When you hum, that vibration goes all through your body and all through the ethers.
Hey, that's how come when I'm out on the road, man, I got my crock pot and I got my air fryer. I cook my own food.
Yeah. And the gravy, not to mention the gravy was made from scratch too, right now.
Oh yeah, from scratch. Grandma knew some flour and that grease, stir it up a little bit. But grandma had a rule. She said, "You don't speak, you don't eat."
Hey, I wasn't too fond of a lot of the vegetables, especially the green peas, but my grandmama walked past real smooth. She wouldn't, and she said, "Man, you better be finished with them peas by the time the hand get on the 5."
I know that's right.
And I be looking at the hand on the floor like, damn, I gotta eat these peas.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And them old people know how to take $2 and make a meal.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Man, hey, brother, and that's why I appreciate the brother Wells and the sister that was on the other day, Sister brother. Jules, because man, the elders, man, them were the fabric, man. Them sisters, man, our aunties, our grandmothers, those women of that generation, man, there was so much love circulating, man. And if there was a problem in the adult world, man, the children didn't know nothing about it. But when they gathered together, man, you got all these family members. Man, we spending the night over people's houses, man. We going out of town to go see family members. Man, I miss them days, man. Yeah, that's why I praise my ancestors, my aunties, my grandmamas. That's right. To this day, man, because I miss those people, man. Because when they left, it just seemed like the vibration of the whole planet changed, man.
You say that right.
Hey, my Aunt Leola on that picture that I showed the other day, out of the 14 children my great grandmother Mary had, my Aunt Leola was the youngest. And she was the last one to pass. As soon as she passed, COVID hit.
Yeah, my father died like that too. He was right before COVID. You know what I'm saying?
So I think that when they transition, certain energies transitioned onto the other side, that gave this corporation who poses as a government to implement into a new vibration onto the planet.
Because we're not picking up the baton. When those elders, the next in line, the next up, they not ready to step in them shoes. Whether you the youngest cousin or whatever your age group is, you got to step. If you the next with the spirit of grandma or the spirit of grandpa or uncle or your father, whoever it is, you got to be ready to step into them shoes to carry it on. That's what we not doing. We letting that energy die because nobody's stepping into them shoes of the elders when they transition.
Yeah, and you know what? You so right, brother. You are so right, man. And it was up to the matriarchs, but I think that the materialism is what sort of changed the mindset.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? Because now if I got a Cadillac and you ain't got nothing but a pencil, I'm better than you.
Yes,
right.
Sir.
Even on that note, look, in my neighborhood, we got Latinos moving in, and they will live 10, 15 in a house. I know with us, I don't want no. I don't want no house. We
See,
like living by ourselves.
That's what we on the way back to. We're going to have to resort back to our original customs because everything that we see the Mexicans doing, they got that from us.
Yeah, that's how it used to be in the 70s, right? You know, I remember
that's how we used to do it.
Yeah.
I grew up like that in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's the fact of like you say, the materialism and the social order that's around us. That's why all that gotta come crashing down. Everybody gonna be in a panic, and it's gonna be COVID too. You know what I'm saying? So it's the pandemic part two. So this is what they need in order to reshape their minds, because it was the pandemic grew so many entrepreneurs, so much homeschooling and these things of this sort. So, we have to be able to let go if we want something else. I heard, I think it was the rapper Toby from Texas, and he said, "How I'm going to receive my blessings from God if both my hands full?" You know what I'm saying? We're trying to hold on to.
Is that the guy said, "Try Jesus, don't try me"?
Jesus, yes, sir.
Because I lay hands.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, hold on, man. What Donnie know about this new school rap, man?
It makes sense. Try Jesus. Yeah. Don't try me.
Yes, sir.
That's what we being pushed back into. So, before the sunshine comes, the storm comes. But I think that the people that have been so used to nibbling on the teat of this corporation that's posing as government, that they don't understand that, man, when they pour that teat out, now you're going to have to figure out things according to the laws of nature.
Yes, correct. Sir.
So it's that's what we're going to be resorted back to, man, is going back into our original customs. So now we can have more influence on the children as opposed to the culture having that more influence, man. And the culture, man, is raggedy, man, right now, man. But it's we turning it upside down. Just what we doing now, man, changing the vibrations.
Yes, sir. I want to shout out to Hannibal too, though, because I was doing my genealogy, and I had got stuck on a couple ancestors. You know what I'm saying? And he flew me to the moon. So I want to shout out the brother, and I want to shout out everybody on the panel.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Every time is a great opportunity. Every time is a great opportunity.
Hey, man, and I think we still need to push for that Million Matriarch March, man.
Oh, man,
if we can get them sisters, man.
That's the first time I heard of that, though.
Yeah, brother. It's just something that I thought about because, by them being the gods of the planet, and them coming together on one accord, man. And we get and to take them sisters, man, to one of these powerful pyramids, brother. Can you imagine, man? What? Yeah.
Oh man, we I'm gonna do some groundwork for you, and I'm gonna send you some things over, and we're gonna work on that. I like that.
Yeah, the Million Matriarch March, man, and and even when Farrakhan took the Million Man March to DC, it was cool, but I thought that with all of those people together, what's that movie? The Panther, the second one.
Yes.
Y'all seen that movie Black Panther, the second one? Where remember when the people was humming those tunes and everybody, man, jumping in the water? But see those frequencies, man, that the sisters can, man, hum. Man, we could, man, shut this joint down, man. I'm somebody in a couple of minutes. They don't even have to take a whole day.
I like that.
Peace, Sister Jules.
Peace, man.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Blessings. Good.
All right, how you doing?
Blessings.
Still here.
Excellent.
Good to see everybody.
So, Sister Jules, how you like the idea about the Million Matriarch March?
I think I missed some of the conversation. I'm just getting on. So can you give me just an overview?
Well, no, we were just mentioning, I came up with the idea of a Million Matriarch March.
Okay.
Where we can get all the sisters, from, various age groups and get these sisters to go to whether it's in one location or wherever, because we got energy centers, we pyramids, these mounds, etc. And if we can get those sisters there and to chant and dance those right frequencies into the universe, we can, because it's time for our magic, like the elder was saying earlier, for us to step into those realms because they're going to try to, get us to get into this physical, boxing. And we don't even have to do all that stuff no more. That's dead. We battle not against flesh and blood, because once we start fighting them on their level, now they can control us. But if we fight them on our level, we talking about automatic, annihilation, for anybody who opposes what we're doing as righteous people, or those who striving to be righteous, I should say.
Nature does.
So go ahead.
No, I was just saying nature. I was just saying nature does it.
So I was just asking, what do you think about a million matriarch march, though?
I think that we could have a march, and making certain that we have a conversation so people can really hear what needs to be happening, so that we put people in line to be able to have that discussion. What are the 10 points that are really critical? What are the things that we really need to help manifest the program itself? What are 10 things we need to be doing? What outside people or entities that do we need to help build this? Sometimes we say it, but we don't know the full capacity that we really have if we don't really discuss it and lay it out. So I see this, the idea or whatever of it is having a march, or is it having a room full of people that are seated with the stage that can sit down and talk about what is or what isn't or what should be. We've got a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a glitch in there. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we still hear you.
To pick it, some of the people in the comments say we still marching. The name of it is Million Matriarch March. It's not a march.
Yeah, but the Million Matriarch Network just don't sound right, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I was right there with you with that horse, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's not a march. It's us getting together and tapping into those unseen realms with those women who hold the keys to the cosmos. These melanated women here on Turtle Island, and then we never know. This could be a move where even the Sisters of Africa can join in, and wherever else the melanated, swarthy sisters are at. And just one day, at the right place at the right time, and we could do that, man. I'm talking about changing the whole frequency, like throwing a rock in the water and creating a ripple effect.
Well, we all got here through a woman.
So I got a totally different question for you, Marsha. Do you hum?
Do I hum?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, when you're in the kitchen.
No.
Did you ever hear anybody?
I don't hum in the kitchen. I think there was my Aunt Verge and my Aunt Helen when they were in the kitchen on Sundays. They would sing and they would have all kinds of interaction and giggles, which was really wonderful. But it was right after church because we had to go to Sunday school and then to the service. But it was after that where we heard my Aunt Verge, my Aunt Helen, my Aunt Ruth. They were all there. And the senior cousins of Sharon and Margot. It was really deep in terms of how they related to the family.
Now, were you ever told you had Indian in your family?
I've heard it before on my mother's side, not on my dad's side.
What did they say?
All I could remember is that they said that because there was something Algonquin or something with an A that came out of Michigan, somewhere north of Lansing. But they used to go up to Idlewild, and there was a lot of Black folks that would congregate in that community. Up in it, there's a lake there. And
They got an old community where like a lot of natives came that way called Cass County, Michigan. You ever heard of that?
Yeah. You have to go through Cass to get up to Detroit. So I'm from South Bend, which is about.
Notre Dame, God, Jesus.
See, I didn't even say nothing. You just want to say something. You just want to stir the pot. You want to stir the pot. I know you want to stir the pot. But outside of that, you'd have to go past Notre Dame to get to Michigan because it was northern Indiana, South Bend. But we had the, what is it? It was the Paradise Lake, and there were cabins. Everybody had their little cabins. And you leave South Bend and go up there for the summer. Mm-hmm. And then there had an uncle, Mr.
Is it anybody familiar with the? I don't know if it's the Paradise Lake or if it's along the coast of Lake Michigan, but it's a pyramid. That I think it's called Pyramid. No, it's not Pyramid Lake, but it's a lake up there where everybody runs down this hill.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's a really steep hill, but I'm starting to think that probably is a pyramid that they covered up.
Maybe
because it's really steep. I'm gonna look it up and find out what it is.
Okay. So and also the Cassopolis. Cassopolis was another city, little town. Cassopolis, Flint.
Flint, yeah.
I gotta step away and let my daughter in. I'll be right back.
Thank you for stepping in, Marcia. Mr. Wells, they want to hear from you in the comment line. You get the final word today.
Well, let's do this. Let's close our eyes and be silent and think of everything and everybody we love, and think of everybody we want the Great Spirit to protect right now. Let's do that, okay? Can we do that? Just close your eyes and go in. Thank you. So that darkness, that blackness that's all around you, that's all around you all the time.
That's right.
The entrance fee for it is silence. So bring silence in your life just a little bit every day, just to remind yourself where you come from and where you're going. It's in the silence.
There you go laughing, Mafia. What's funny?
It's not that it's funny. I'm saying the joy makes me smile though. When it's joyful. You know what I'm saying? Like I fought all my life for this. I'm the only one in East Baltimore. That's kind of how I was. I had to, make my way to be able to share the panel with you brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just in a joyful state. You know what I'm saying? They used to say I ain't never smile. So, I just smile, you know what I mean? When I feel good,
We got to realize, Mafia, you in the priesthood. You just incarnated back into the body that you look at in the mirror. But man, you are that bloodline of the priesthood, brother. I mean, I ain't trying to, put the cables on your back or nothing, but that's the reality of it.
Nah, it's much gratitude. That's why, it's much gratitude. All I can give thanks to the Most High and to the panel. And, when we pull libations, that's why we do that. That's why I study, I connect, you know what I'm saying? I go within. I appreciate that moment of silence as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just here, what they say, I'm just here so I don't get fired. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Hey, before we go, I want to read something that I want y'all to, and this is out of the Quran in Surah 37. And it says that we have beautified and embellished the spaces which is the heavens, visible to you with excellent embellishment, the stars and the planets. And we have placed them an effective safeguard against every insolent, disobedient Satan. They have no access to the source of prophecy, cannot listen what goes on in the exalted assembly of the archangels. They are reproached for their false conjectures from every side. They are repulsed, a perpetual punishment awaits them. Yet if any one of them snatches away but wants to find something, he is pursued by a bright and fiery comet.
That's powerful.
Man.
That's powerful. That's the word of the day.
Gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. Oh, Marsha, want to say, my bad. You want to say good night, Marsha?
I'm so sorry I wasn't able to attend the whole event, but thank you very much. I got a few little items, but I think what I'll do is Donnie will send me a copy so that I can look at it and see. But perhaps we'll be able to do this again when I'm not trying to be in 5 places at the same time. So
it's okay.
But it's nice meeting everyone. Yes. And this is just the beginning. I hope I'm invited again.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You all take care.
Okay.
Be good now.
God bless you all.
We'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And then Friday, I got to go to class. Okay. But we'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Thank you for joining us. Good evening, world.
Peace.
Peace.
Yay.